So with this one, what I'm doing is I'm creating an ECS simulator. So what I'll do is let me close this project. So what we can do is let me minimize it. So what you can do is to go through the system. So let me open my Arduino so that we can get access to all other units. So wait for it to finish loading. Then let me see. So I have this here. It is slow, and the reason why it is slow is because this is running from my system itself. So it's not a cloud AI. So I'm running this on my system. So I allow it to rewrite the code. So it's something I've gone through with him. So I allow him to explain the code for me and what the code means and what the whole thing will be doing. So with this one, now that it is rewriting the code for me, I'll allow him to rewrite the code then. But here is the code that I want him to rewrite. So with this one, what I can do is I have to compile it and upload it onto my esp32. Then I'll connect all the necessary pins. So first I have to compile and upload before. Then after compiling and uploading, let me select the board. Let me see the board connected. Okay. So let me do ESP32. So this is an ECU emulator that will help me test ECUs on bench. ECUs on bench. And so with this one, what I'll do is so let me compile and upload the code onto the ECU, then I'll see the results. Let me go to ChatGPT. So I wrote this code with ChatGPT, then I can ask them any questions. So if you can see, ChatGPT is asking if so what I'll do is now with ChatGPT, I can also see you can see the hardware requirement that ChatGPT gave me. This is not the hardware requirement. Today is to rewrite the code and add all these things to it. So I have to make sure the code compiles successfully. Then if there is any fault code, if there is any problem with the code, I let ChatGPT fix it for me. And also you can see my local AI trying to rewrite the code, and you can see how long it's taking it to write the code for me again. I do this to train it also so that at least the code that ChatGPT has written for me, it also goes through the code and it can also explain the code if I want him to do. He can explain the code. If you can see this our previous chat, and this also our previous chat, whereby he explains all the code and the details for me. So anything that I need, I can go back or forth in it. So with this one, I have to find for these are the key components. I have to find for this display. I have to also find for the canvas. I have to find for the canvas also, and I have to find for the sensors. It will be the pin out of the sensors and the pulse width modulation. Maybe I will be using the unit I was using for my smart. Uh, I was using for my smart power supply, and we will continue the smart power supply also. So with this one, the necessary thing I'll do is I have to check if the code compilation is done successfully. Okay, so it's still compiling the code. Let me check my RAM usage and make sure I'm okay, because the AI that I'm running background takes a lot of RAM memory. So I think the AI is done, because when I'm running my AI, okay, so the AI is still writing the compiling code, and you can see it's using my dedicated memory is very low. So I'll just leave it. And if you can see here, it is not using it is not using any data, but the sending you are seeing here is because of the live that I'm doing. That's why you are seeing this sending here is due to the live. So if you go to, you see that I'm using the sending is the upload data that I'm using to upload my live. You can see I'm using my GPU, my memory, and everything. So I'll wait for the local AI to finish. And I have LM Studio also here, which I can use. But normally when I open the LM Studio, it takes almost like 16 or 17 gig. I can open it, the LM Studio will also run fine. So what I'll do is, you can see that ChatGPT has given us all the pinout we need. So I think I have to write the pinout down so that I can be able to connect to my I can be able to connect to my thing. My, okay, so now let me start with my writing. So let me write what ChatGPT has given me down. So these are the pinouts that I'll be using. So if I am to use, I'm using the OLED, which is the screen, and I have other OLED that after this I'm going to try and upload some two codes. Then after this, what I'll do is I'll let ChatGPT rewrite the code with some specific with some specific library that I want, that library can help me communicate with my OLED. If not, I will not be able to communicate with my OLED. So I'll do that. So let me do maps, TPS, pulse width modulation, that was the throttle position sensor, and engine coolant temperature, which is also PWM. No, it shouldn't be PWM. I don't know if maybe it is for the fan, and that's for GPIO, which is pin 26. And um, I asked ChatGPT to add. So what I'll do is ChatGPT has to add what we call router encoder so that I can run in between yeah. So ChatGPT added the router encoder. So let me do the okay. So let me do the intake temperature sensor PWM. So after this we will also test all of them 26 and GPIO. That's the pin number on the ESP32 7027, and crank signal is on PIO pin 32, and cam signal is on. So after this we are going to test and see if we are getting the necessary signal that we are getting, and router encoder, which helps me, router encoder A, router encoder B, and router encoder SW, which is switch. So let me start from the switch, which is GPIO 15, and the B is GPIO 5, and the A is GPIO 4. So now let me move to the other ones. So let me move to the map. The map with throttle first. Throttle is GPIO 25. So let me see. That's my throttle. So let me go to my map sensor, which is GPIO 35, into brackets. When you see ADC, that's one. That's DC, that's analog to digital conversion 1, and to 34, which is analog digital signal 1. Okay, so that means it will convert analog to digital signal for me. And the CAN, it will be GPIO 17 and GPIO 16. And for the SDA and SLA, which will be GPIO, which will be GPIO 22 and GPIO 21. So these are my pin out. So what I'm going to do is let me upload. Let me see, the upload code is done. So let me go to yeah, let me go to and restart it. So now that I've that it is telling me can is okay, and you can see with the esp32 it has the can already, so that means I can connect to it. It has CAN system on it, but I'm not using that, so I use another CAN adapter. So now let me check all my CAN adapters, and if you can see, it's telling me CAN is okay, but on my SD I'm not seeing anything. So what I'm going to do, let me see the library to use for the display. Yeah, so it is the right one. So let me see this code. Let me upload this code and see if I'm going to see anything on my screen. But as at now, I'm not seeing anything on my screen. Let me see. I was able to write the full code. So okay, exactly. I was facing some issue with it. So I spoke to him. I told him what to do. I think I was having an issue compiling it, and he gave me this code to compile. Okay, so now let me tell it that after uploading. Okay, so let me see the solution that ChatGPT is going to give me. But before that, let me search for this software. I'll come back to ChatGPT. Oh, I need this software. Yeah, change. Okay, okay. So now, if you can see, this is what I'm getting on my screen. So my screen is showing nothing as I told ChatGPT. So I'm waiting for ChatGPT to get back to me. So when it is done, then we'll do all the correction. Let me see if I can find a tripod to do this. Sorry for my table is a bit messed up. So let me go back to my ChatGPT and see how far with it. I'm not using this, so let me close this for now. Mhm. Okay, let me take a picture and send to ChatGPT so that he sees what I'm seeing. Okay, so let me go to and let me snap a picture. Okay, that's it. Okay, so let me minimize it. Let me show this to ChatGPT. Let me go to see. Mhm. Let me add image. and let me add and let me go to and let me go to where okay I saved it as pictures to screenshot yeah okay. So it was showing okay so after this I think I can tell him to write full code so let me see his response first great things that's absolutely okay. It used to work. ChatGPT used to work. Okay, let me rewrite full code. Yeah, yeah. So let ChatGPT write the whole code. So it is going to rewrite the whole code for me. Then before ChatGPT will be done, let me check my local AI, my local champion. So let me see what it says. Key changes, initialization and configuration. Okay, added comments for better readability. Use model of API like this for time. Okay, error handling, full length initialization and plan initialization. Okay, so code organize. Okay, this code should more robust. Okay, so let me copy this code and go. Let me see what is in the code that will make it robust. Mm, okay, let me see if I can find my can thing. But first of all, let me. I think I'm done copying it. So let me paste it. Okay, and let me do the compiling and upload it. And once I'm doing the compiling and uploading, let me try and set up. Let me see if I can find my can. So let me wait for it to finish compiling. Yeah, so okay, it gave me this error. Let me give it back. Let me give it back to the AI so that he fix the error. It could be, let me check. Okay, so the error has something to do with the display. So it's telling me OLED if display dot begin is not this address, then OLED address. So print OLED field. Okay, so initialization, so display clear. Okay, so let me, as I've given it back to the AI, let me see his response on that, and we'll ask him to rewrite the full code. Let me close this thing. So see, the moment I open Ulama, sorry, I said Ulama. The moment I open LM Studio, my whole thing will fill up. The reason why it does that is due to one or two things. Is because the LLM that I'm using is huge. I'm using 20B. It's huge for my. Always you people have an update. So the LLM that I'm using is really huge. Reload model. You can see the model that I'm using. I'm using the GPT OSS 20B. Oh, okay. Okay, okay, okay. So it looks like it is that. So the moment I open it, it eats up my memory, and it's going up so slowly because I'm now loading my model. So my model is now loading, and even when it is downloading, the update is also there, so you can see. And when you check here, you can see my memory is still reading upwards. So my memory will read up to, I think, 18 gigabytes, because that's due to the LLM that I'm using. It's huge. I could have used some of the light duties like the 8.5 or 8B, because if you check my Olama, even I don't know why, but I always feel like my Olama is slower. Although I'm using, if you check, I have DeepSeek, I have 8B, that's Llama 3.18B. I also have Quen 2.2 coder and Quen 2.2 coder 7B is due to the coding. So when you want to build an AI embedded studio, you'll be required to download this model, DeepSeek, Llama, and Quen. So the Llama will be used for thinking and planning for the project, and the DeepSeek is also a bit good at research and other things. Then the coder, you use the Quen 2.5 for your coding. So I have three of the Quen. And also I have them in my virtual studio that I use. So let me see, I'm still waiting. So anytime my internet goes off, or I'm off the grid, or I'm off internet, I can still edit or run my project, or edit any project that I want. And anytime I, so with this one, I'm just waiting. Let me go to, yeah, ChatGPT is done. So let me download this. Hmm, 0.5. Okay, let me see. So let me copy this whole code. Yeah, copy it. So ChatGPT has given me, and it has even given me the address of the screen and the pinout. So these are the or they call it I2C address of the screen. So I'm going to search for my thing to do this. So I've copied it already. Let me open another. Let me open another. Normally, I prefer using this than um, platform IO. But the thing is, I can also let ChatGPT write the code for platform IO, which will be easier, which they can do that for me. So they'll write it platform IO. But for this, let me try. Let me paste ChatGPT's code and let me do my compile and upload. So let me minimize this. Let me wait for my AI to write me. So when it comes to my virtual studio, when you go to continue, then you'll be able to set it up in continue so that I'll be able to use my AI to do all the projects that I want or assist me in all the projects. So sometimes what I do is I use the cloud AI because those cloud AIs are very faster. So I use them. Then what I do is I copy the code to my Olama or other AI studio. So when I copy it to it, from there, that's where I get to know that okay, this is what is going on, or that's what is going on. That's what helps me to know what is going on. So AI, whilst we are waiting for my AI, let me whilst we are waiting for my local AI to do the work, and it is very slow. See, let me put this code in. Let me put this code right. This code in LM Studio. Let's try LM Studio. Let me do the relaunch. Let's close and open again. Let me see. My CPU, my GPU. You can see now my memory is full, but it's never going to show me that. So let me close the virtual the VS Code because I usually don't. My memory is going to drop. My memory usage. You can see the way it has dropped. You can see the way my memory usage has dropped because I've closed my. Let me close this up. I'll open it when I need. I'll open it when I need it. You can see how my ROM has dropped down. So I've copied this right. So let me see what ChatGPT is asking me to do. So perfect. I've rewrite the entire project code in a thing, professional production ready for update. And okay, so let me see. Okay, it's still compiling. Now the code should even compile quicker for me. And if you check the amount of memory that Arduino IDE uses during compilation, you can see the memory that it is using during compilation. It's a huge memory. So I now understood why sometimes it becomes very slow on my former machine. So let's see what ChatGPT is saying. We are waiting for it to compile. Then from the compilation, we'll know what to do next. Okay, sorry. LM. So let me wait for my LM Studio to load. Then I'll feed my LM Studio with the code. And you see how quickly my LM Studio will come up with the results. So let me see what ChatGPT is telling me. So this version and what the final code does. Okay, confirm. Well, well, oh, it's just telling me. So with this one, ChatGPT is telling me what the code compile, what the code that it is compiling contains. So I'm just hoping and praying. Okay, it is almost done. It is now uploading the code onto the esp32. So after it is done uploading the code, then now we switch to the camera and try to fix all the sensors that we can to it. Let me see if I can find almost all of my sensors around, which is related to this ECU emulator. That means I need time, and also you can tell the AI so that the AI can also convert. Then the next project, if this project is successfully built and we have no issue, what we will do next is we'll try and build a device that can help us diagnose CAN network. So now let me go to and restart it. Okay, so you can see now everything is perfect. Let me bring my screen so that let's see if you can see it. Then we start our pinout and our wire on the board. So let me go to and open my okay, so if you can see our screen, now our screen is showing ECU emulator. So it looks like our project is stuck on this stage. It is stuck here, and I don't know why it is stuck here. So let me tell ChatGPT that the ECU emulator is stuck at booting. And let me see. After uploading the code to the system, not ECU simulator. Okay, so let me see what ChatGPT is going to say, and let me take a screenshot of it. So let me go and go for the app again. Oh, this let me send it to ChatGPT. Let me select just okay. Now I'm done uploading this, and this the moment you upload the LLM, the moment you upload the LLM, no matter what you do, so no matter if you use it or you don't use it, you still have your memory eaten up. And you can see my memory is being eaten up. So let me give it a task to do. Let me put it that way. and it will start loading before you get the right. So I'll wait for this to also finish what it is doing. Let me go back and you can see my row is working hard. Or let me say my PC is working hard. Let me go to Lama and see if my Lama has been able to give me any code or any solution to my request or has even remind me. Okay, now it looks like Olama is still writing some code. So he's writing the code to fix the issue. If you can see, he says it seems that the code is missing some crystal declaration and initialization. Few important that all require language and variables are properly defined. Include require language. Make, make sure all necessary values are global. Okay. So it is rewriting the code for me. And with this one, I'll wait for it to rewrite the code. It looks like it's still writing the code. So I would like us to, after this, we'll try and see if we can use the scope. If we can use the scope to see the signal that the esp32 will be giving out. So let me wait for it to finish writing all the code, all the necessary code that it needs. So let me go to ChatGPT also and see what it is saying. Perfect. Okay, that was the system is working. It's configured. Okay. So, the initialization just stuck on YouTube. So we have two issues, not one. Okay. Orientation is wrong. Don't change the orientation, please. ChatGPT, don't change my orientation. Cry. Don't change it. Leave the orientation the way it is for the boot. Leave the orientation, the way it is for the boot. Please don't change. And try valuing. It's telling me how to rotate my screen and issue second code is stuck after booting. No problem. Okay. Then because he sees the picture like this, so he thinks the orientation is the orientation is correct. Please leave my orientation like that. So let me go 99 confident blocking cost. 99% confirmed blocking cost. Okay, based on the project history, can filling into the generator and what Bluetooth timer and trigger. ESP32 cannot tolerate blocking. The ESP32 tolerance blocking initial code. Okay. Professional fix, no blocking obviously. Wants to tell me that replace your code with the exact platform. So I have to go and search for this and replace it with it, right? So root helper. Okay. Okay. So critical fix remove or while loop in the move. Okay. Final configuration test. Okay. I know this question I'm going to ask ChatGPT. They are going to tell me not that I have exceeded my limit. Okay. I will. Mm, yes. Take yes. You, yes. This is stuff like not okay. You right. Okay. So you say sometimes the code becomes plenty because of these comments that ChatGPT adds to the code. That is not a problem for me. So let me wait for him to finish writing what he's writing. And let me go and see what my AI, what my LLM to has written. So normally what I do is I send it back, copy, and let me go and do my paste here. Let me do paste. Then let me do my compile. So let me see if today my local AI is able to, because there is not a job for the local AI to be struggling with. For the Quen 2.2 that we are using, this is not something they should be struggling with. Okay, you can see what I said. So you can see it explains everything and the missing information. Okay, missing definition. Okay, the fixes. So it's going to fix everything for me. Sketch. Okay, working sketch. Oh, okay, so I have to wait for it to finish. And you can see the memory it is eating up. And the processor it is using. So it's using more of the memory than the processor. That's why it is slow because I don't have the GPU to handle this. So because I don't have the GPU, it's using more memory. So that's why I bought more memory. And the laptop I'm using, I can't buy a GPU for it. If I want to add a graphic card to it, then that means I have to buy a new system, which I'm not financially fit for now. So you can see it is dropping again because this has stopped working. So let me see if my code is compiling properly. Let me see if my AI has been able to fix the problem with my compilation in my code. So maybe if you are not able to do all today, you do the rest another time. So we have to check all of them and see. Let's allow it to finish. But once it is trying to compile the new code, let me see ChatGPT if ChatGPT 2 is done. Because even if ChatGPT is done, I can't even compile ChatGPT code now. Okay, so it tells you the loop, blah blah blah. Okay, so the setup for the initialization is this, right? Then it tells me that my loop, which means continue work that I'll be doing here. Okay, so done. Production structure. Okay, so it's telling me the things that will work. Let me see if I can find my although I will not be using it today, or maybe it depends. Depends. So let me see if I can keeping them somewhere. Okay, glass in some of them. And what I'm trying to do every weekend, every week we are going to try a sensor. My that's fail again. Okay, so let me take the code to him and compile it again for me. So fix that issue. Uh, Normally when I'm facing this kind of problem, sometimes the only thing that fixes it is I have to downgrade my ESP32. So let me see if my AI is going to tell me to downgrade it because this issue is in the Bluetooth library and my ESP32 version. Let me go to board. Let me type ESP32 ESP32. Okay, so you can see my ESP32 is around this version. So let me downgrade it to let's say 2 point something, 2.17. Let me install that one and let me see if it is going to fix that issue. Okay, let me also check this one also and see. It's still writing code for us. Okay, yeah, waiting. Um, okay, I'm downgrading my ESP32. Then after that, you see ChatGPT was not giving me any headache or any issue. So what you should see now after uploading, okay, boot message, wallet, okay, everyday scan, okay, Bluetooth, okay, engine, okay. Then the screen, okay, then the screen switch to, okay, so this is what I should see. Says value updates for 500 milliseconds. That means every 500 milliseconds it changes. Then can double continuous Bluetooth port sensor data. Okay, important. Do this before we upload. Power the okay, I'll do that. Remove all notifications from the flash if okay. To erase flash equals to all content. Okay, let me do that. And this what I want, this what I want, this what I want. Next professional let me say yes. I still say yes to all these features. Okay, it looks like it's still working. Then I'll recompile this code because this AI is going to take like forever just to rewrite the code. It's going to take forever to just rewrite the code. ChatGPT should intend this orientation. If it said then I have to turn it back to my original place. It's because of the position of the camera. So now what I'll do is let me start fixing some of the things. Okay. So okay, so I'm using this board. I can't disconnect it now. What I can do is let me see. I have connected my router encoder. Let me open. Okay, so these are the most important things. So these ones that is telling me to change it. So my router encoder, my switch on my diagram goes to pin 15. Let me see if I have pin 15 here. Let me see, that's moved to the other side. Okay, I have pin. Okay, I have pin 15. So let me see my router encoder. Which one is switch? Switch is the orange light. So if my switch, the orange has gone to pin 15, that means that's the first pin on this line. Let me see. After this, I'll tell ChatGPT to build it with menu because I have one. Okay, so after this, what I'll do is let me see if my let me wait for the board to be downgraded. So I'm downgrading my board, and it says 4 and 5, right? So if it doesn't work, 4 and 5 doesn't work, I'll just interchange them. Where is 5? You can see 4 here. And then I can see 5 also. So now the only thing left. So now I have my encoder fixed. My screen is fixed. So now the only thing left will be the other system. So let me disconnect this one. Let me disconnect this one from here. So let me find. Let me see. Okay. So let me connect this. Mm, okay. Let me see if I can find. So what do I want to be measured? Um, I will not be using the cam today. So let me find for my DC to DC converter. Let's do the cam and crank. So 32 and 27, 32 and 33. And when you check my development board, 32 and 33 are here. So, and one is 33. Okay, so now let me turn on my screen. Let me turn my screen. Turn my banana. Okay, so I have a dream. So let me see if I'll get in signal. Let's start from 31. Am I getting in signal? Okay. Moreover, I just remember that um, my device is stuck. Let me see if it has started. Start thinking. Oh no. Let me see if Olama to LM has also finished. LM also hasn't finished. I'll just keep doing it. No. I really want to compile this code and see if the downgrade that I have done is going to fix this issue, because I'm having the multiple Bluetooth issue. So I'm going to see if it will fix that issue. And I'm waiting for it to just tell me that it is done installing. The moment it shows full, that means it is done installing. So I'm waiting for it to finish installing. Then when it is done, I'll recompile the code. If it doesn't work, so I have a similar code. Let me copy this first. Let me copy my code and we go and compile it. Let me do download, and this should be version 6. Version 6. Okay, let me do my copy. So this is the one that got stuck, right? So let me paste. Half of this shouldn't be part of the code. Okay, so let me delete it. Since file as version okay, so okay, be fast, be fast. Let me just send this. So now I want it to run. Then after it is running, I can tell it to add all those things, to add menu to it. I already have. Let me see this. To all, yes, to all, and add encoder menu to it. Let me turn my scope off. So let me see. I can download it down. So it's not done. So wait for it. And this thing. Okay, it's like this done. Then added. So this is the context. Let me just let it do it. Then used to. Okay, so now I'm showing you my horrible laugh. But please don't watch. Okay, so now let me go back to my and see. So mm, now I still hasn't started. So with this one, someone might say, we wait for this one to also finish with its work. Then let's see. Okay, I think it is done. Okay, it's requiring me to update it. So now what I'm about to do is to upload this. Yeah, let me compile and upload again. And let me see the actual if I'm going to get that photo again. If I get Olama is still working on how to fix it for me. So let me go to this and let me read through the code and see if I'll find where the orientation was changed. If ChatGPT really changed the orientation because it explained it to me how you can go about the orientation. And it's not like the code is plenty, just that ChatGPT has been leaving spaces and explanation. That's why I see it that way. So let me pause with motivation setup. Let me see if I'll find the screen orientation that ChatGPT said. Okay, so wire dot begin here. So display dot begin, then display, then this is the I2C address for the display. Then put everything is okay. Tells me that's simulation. Let's go through the code a bit one by one. In the loop section, that's about loop, loop, one of them are commented. Oh, don't tell me if we change the pins again. Because from what I'm seeing here, means my encoder pins has been changed again. So now instead of the 4315, now it is using 32. So that means my cam is going to change. It's using 32, 33, and 35. And wow. So I'm trying to see if I'll find any pin for my CAN signal, my cam and crank signal, because my encoder pin has been changed. And this is the menu structure that it has given me. So that means if you don't enter into the menu structure, you will not see anything that's going on. So let me see. Let me request for uh, oh, okay, so it looks like in this code the AI didn't define the cam, sorry, the crank signal. Let me go up and see. The AI didn't define the cam signal and the crank signal. After doing the Bluetooth thing, let me minimize this. Let me go to this. And what I can do is to upload this ChatGPT code. So let me. So this is the code I was searching for the key. So let me see what ChatGPT is doing again. Then from there, I know the kind of question I can ask it. I can ask it. Uh, okay, so these are my encoder important wiring notice. Okay, so it looks like it has changed all the wiring that I used to know. Because after changing that, then that means which of them is going to. This is you connected to. Six, uh, So I'm still waiting for this code to compile. I hope it's not going to tell me also that it has not been able to um, define this. So that means in this code I have to swap my. We should specify. One is 33, and one is 30. So if it doesn't work, I just swap those. That. Let me see if I'll be able to define my. Yeah. So now my cam, my crank and crank is 14 and my cam is 12. Okay, let me see if I'm coming to do some copy cards. Let me copy this, copy and grab paste it in Lamas one that they are telling you it has not been defined. So let me go up and let me paste it somewhere. Okay, let me paste it somewhere under this. Mm. this, I'll compile it and see if it will work, so that I can know that I can fix those issues. So let me, let me see how far my compiling has gone to. Oh, this one too has failed. I'm deleting these comments. Okay, so now close. Let's go compile and upload. Oh no, I should have done the other one first. Let's see if the other one will be able to compile once I've defined the cast and cam signal. So with this, I'm thinking this is going to be a problem. Okay, this is double lash, so shouldn't be a problem. So this is something I can just do it and see if it's going to work, because it's defining the numbers and the numbers are 17 and 6 here, so it doesn't have to. So that means this could have to rework this code out, because some of the things are going to give me problems. First of all, let me see how the compilation will go. The compiling will go. If it fails again, then I have to delete all these things. I have to delete all these things from the code to make it clear. It's just an explanation to just explain the code to me, not to the software. I said it. Okay. So then let me wait when it is 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'll continue. So as ChatGPT wants people to sleep, we also prepare to go to sleep. But for now, the battle is still out. We have to battle it ourselves. You are doing the right way. Okay. Oh, which pin out again is this? Master, can't just confuse me. Mhm. It's better for real engines to know accuracy. Okay. Recommended MCU best. Mm, mm, okay, I have this, but mine is not 5 and mine is 6B. as I said, this thing is going to disturb me. So what I'll do is okay, let me try my compilation on this code. Whilst this code is compiling, then I'm editing my because now ChatGPT, new of a one maybe ChatGPT is no more there to help me. So let me do my I am a learner. So please be patient with me in the comment section. Okay, let me try this also. Okay. My ChatGPT has gone to sleep unless tomorrow 6 o'clock, unless this morning 6 o'clock before it to come back. So what I can do is to help myself delete any unnecessary comments in the code. Okay, so now let's see where will I delete from? I'll start deleting up to here. Okay, so this is okay. So just make this constant short start. Okay, so now I think the code should be clear a bit. Then so let me check my other compilation. Oh wow! So after defining it, now it looks like my compilation is done successfully. Let me check for my serial monitor and see and reset it. Reset is done. So it looks like the Olama code is done successfully. So let me show it to you guys. Yeah, let me remove my let me show you this. Yeah, yeah, so, and you can see it clearly. Yes, so that tells me that my map sensor and my throttle position sensor, which is the first one, they are all working. So that tells me that they are all working. Yeah. So let me work out with the chat GPT one. So with this one, that means now when I define Crank signal. Now it is working. Let me see if my crank signal that I find will work. I said it will be pin 40. And with this thing, where is pin 40? Okay, so let me see if I get to ground. So if you can see, the moment I press code to zero, it's like it starts happening. So, so now that I've seen my Olama, okay, so you can see Olama is up and let me see if it has even defined. Okay, you can see now it defined the crank signal. Okay, no, I'm not getting that crank signal. So Olama defined the crank signal. Okay, so it has fixed the errors, but I'm also done with it. So let me go to this and see my error. But before that, I have to give the code to. Okay, so what I'm going to do is if ChatGPT tells me that it's going to see okay, so what I can do is I have the original code. So let me open. I have the original code. So let me copy it. Yes, I have Gemini. Let me open Gemini. Okay, let's see Gemini. Just type Gemini. Let me start it with Gemini, right? So let me give Gemini this code. Let's see what comes out of it. Then let me give him this code to debug. This is compilation. Copy all my compilation to Gemini. Copy. Let me go to Gemini. Let me close ChatGPT for now. Let me go to Gemini. Let me see what Gemini is also saying. Right to okay. Let me give this arrow to Gemini and see what Gemini is going to tell me. With my local AI, It's with my local champion. We have been able. So let me see this code that OpenAI has written for me. Let me upload it. It's never defined it, so let me see if that one also didn't define the pin for the crank signal. Okay, it defined the pin for the crank signal. So let me compile and upload. You can see the kind of code I will get. So let me finish with that whilst I'm working with Gemini to fix the code. Okay, so you can see that's clear. It has written clear compilable code. Okay, copy the entire code block into this. ChatGPT is tired of me, so he has gone to sleep. So this explains the RPM. Oh, I'm a bit sleepy, but I would like to finish. Uh, Let me copy the code. Okay, so channel one is still to channel touch. Okay, so what I'll do is let me give you paste and fix it. Read through and fix it. So let me go to says copy and paste. So Gemini code 20 to it. Let me go to this. Let me do select all and paste. Let me compile. No, let me cancel. Let me do compile and upload. So whilst I'm compiling it, I'm uploading it. So let me see if Gemini code will be compiled and upload successfully. And this is wow. So let me see communicating process. If the Bluetooth reaches the Bluetooth sphere print. Okay. So digital, right? Digital display, menu, and other things. Okay. So this has the menu in it. Uh, yeah, it's compiling. So, oh, 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 oh. Shouldn't be emulator. It should be the. Okay, we'll give it to Chat Manager. He said no compilation error, but you have an error. So fix it. Fix it for me. Okay, this is a very common, straightforward. Good. Like rewrite full code. Rewrite full code with a fix. Yeah, just you have to rewrite the full code. This thing, this pin number. This is how I can just change it. I mean, it's up to 36. So this 39 there. Let's see number that's not showing. Let me see if it is that item. Okay, this code is really in canvas. Let me see. Okay, you can see how quickly this comes up. You can see 0.45.9 seconds in the compilation. Just that it is slow. I'm hoping I can find a solution to make it fast. The code was no, this code wasn't this code has not compiled. Let me select and paste and run again. You can see if I'll have any other issue. Now the code is getting longer and longer and longer. So at long last, I'm almost done. So I'm just hoping it compiles. Mm. Oh, great. Right. Mm. And the reason why I'm not saving this ones are because I can come back to the code, but the only problem will be which one is working and which one is not working. So it's telling me to change this ones to this, then use this. So I can copy that side and use the wrong one. If signal call rapid wrapper, you can write your own wrapper. I'm not going to write my own wrapper. So I'm going to rely on this. So this will compile. Okay. So now it's processing 60%. Reason it's processing. And let me see how 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 compiling error classic has no member name. Okay, attach that as attach. Okay, let me change this once and see if it's going to work. Do I mean attaching? Yes. Let me do compiling again. Let me see something practical. Detach. Did I copy it? Did I copy it? Let me give it to my guy. Let me see what my guy is going to tell me. Yes. Okay. So I copied it. Let me see what my guy is going to tell me if the MS is going to fix the issue whilst it is compiling. Whilst it is compiling, let me see what my guy is going to tell me. Okay. Okay. Maybe error. Beg. That is professional to cannot be. Okay. Okay. So that means any moment from now, my code should fail. If I should recall any moment from now, my code should fail. Oh, yeah, so the thing I hate about the canvas is this. You have to select all the code and copy. That's why I don't like using the canvas. Okay, so if that's this, then we to do that. And that's this, then we to do that. Okay, so let me paste my new code and copy and compile. Let me see what it's going to see. So that when I run into the error again, to quickly write the code. It's going to do some changes. Uh, go, so, close, go. So that it is going to fail. It is going to fail. Because if it is going to fail, it should fail from any moment from now. And so it's still reading and showing. But I came out to ask you them. So it's still right. I should be right full code. So it's writing full code with comment. You see the like this code. How about this like this? Trying to reduce it to yeah, I'm going to panic. I'm going to be okay, these are 10 but the line between something and doing that's what I to see and what okay. So yes, I'm having someone explaining everything to me, explaining the code line by line to me because he's saying that I'm doing copy and paste, and he wants me to oh wow, 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 wow. My code is compiling. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh wow. So if you can see now that Gemini code is compiled successfully, uh, I just came here to see this. Now that Gemini code is compiled successfully, you can see my, let me zoom in so you can see. I told you, ChatGPT, because the code is time from ChatGPT, so you can see ChatGPT has turned the orientation. Now it's coming to give me another problem to go and find for how I can turn this orientation. And now you can see that my scope, I connected my scope to one of the lines, right? So if you can see, let me take you guys closer. Let me put it here like this. So if you can see, my scope is now showing, the can way. So you can see that my scope is now showing the can way. Let me do auto and see if I'm going to get it right. So you can see it's now generating the waveform. So I think I'm on AC, digital to analog conversion, and this a digital signal. So my scope is giving me, it's not giving up on me. Yeah. So my scope is showing the signal. So that tells me that my so I have this menu that I can go through. So let me give you guys one more. So okay, let me open ChatGPT and let me do this thing. You can see the frequency. So I think I'm now on my map sensor. I'm thinking so because I can see my map sensor. You can see I'm getting this frequency and the maximum voltage is 3.5 because ESP32 can only deliver 3.3 volts. That's why you are seeing that volt to be my min and max. So let me, with my encoder, you can see I can scroll through it. But the only thing, or let me say, my only problem is, let me see if I can, um, let me see if I can do this. Let's go to the code. Before that, let me see the fix that this that has given me. Okay, it has given me this. So let me go to this to select or paste and let me compare. Whilst you are enjoying small, let me compare and let me tell Gemini to give me the peanuts. You can see the values here. So that means if I change the values here, it's going to affect the values that you are seeing. And let me get to my pins. Okay, these pins are okay. And my crank pin 14. Am I on pin 14? 14. Okay, and cam is pin 12. Let me check if I can find pin 12 here. Okay, yes, pin 12 is next to pin 10. So let me change it to this. And let me see if okay, they are all okay. So they are all giving the same count. Let me minimize this in such a way that I can be sharing the screen with you guys. Yeah, okay. So pin 14 and pin 12 are giving me the same values. The next thing I can be testing is telling me PWM. So with this one, what you can do to increase the voltage maybe to 5 volts will be you have to add a divider, or you have to add an MP. Yeah, have one. You can do it such a way that your MP will be working perfectly. Oh, right. Please, this sensors. I purposely bought that sensor for my. Yeah, I bought those sensors to work with my. Yeah, anyway. Uh, this MCP. There's it. There's the MCP. So if you want to work with it, you have to use this MCP. That will be generating signal output. So you use it and it will be generating signal output. But I'm not using the MCP. So let me go to pin. Let me go to pin 25, right? That's what covers it. And then this thing for me. And find a pin for it. Yeah, pin level. This to this so that my signal will be coming clear. So I can be moving these pins around. So pin 20, which one do I go first? 25, right? So where do I find 25? Okay, so 25, 56. So you can see this signal is PWM. So 25 is ECT. So I'll be working hand in hand with my AI. Right? I'll be working hand in hand with my AI. So it looks like it's still having a compilation issue. Let me paste it here. Fix your issue whilst I'm working. So let me see here. Okay. So while this one, let's concentrate on it. So you can see I'm getting the frequency to be 1 kilohertz. Wow, 1 kilohertz from it. And this, let me see if I can. So let me forget about that one. Let me forget about that one because that's the ETL. So let me go to 26. Let me see. Okay. Oh, okay, 26. So it's looking like my boss with it. All of them are having the same. And let me check the O2 sensor. Because the O2 sensor shouldn't also work with modulated. Let me go to my. Okay, so now that I've gotten all the values for my pulse with my temperature, so thermostats do not use pulse width modulation. So I have to speak to it so that it doesn't use the pulse width modulation. But it's too late, so I have to go to bed and get back to you guys maybe tomorrow or maybe next week. So if you want us to continue on this project next week, same time or earlier than that, let me know. So now let's see, use VP for what? Okay, use VP for pure analog signal. So let me see. Normally 36 is EN. That's the last 60 on the board. So let me see the signal that will come. EM. Oh, I'm getting. Let me bring my. Let me bring my scope down. Okay. So it's not that. So 36 is not going to work. So 39, we don't have 39. Now we have 34. 34 is that's analog signal. So there is no signal coming. So let me go and check my. So now at least I know everything is working. These things are not defined, so I have to redefine because when you do it this way, the system do not know them, doesn't know them. So I have to redefine them. Let me check what signal normally we get on 21. So you can see this is the image signal that I'm checking. Let me do this. See, so this is the kind of signal that we use. Let me see this thing here. Let me go to this thing we use. Y. Okay. Let me just move on from here and go to my normal. Okay. So this is what I'm getting on there. I think CL and SLD, SL and SDA. Let me go to the ACL. So get this signal on SCL and let me after the auto. Let me select copy and let me go to my compiler and paste and let me compile this code. It has been compiled before, so it shouldn't be that much. And I think that someone is stealing information from me. Okay. It is able to check this because I know I'm not compiling anything. So like check status. see if I have it. Oh, okay. So see me too. So I didn't check it. So it's because of this library. Because I've not installed this library, that's why. Let me do DSP32. Let me see the examples that I use. Yes, we did. I'm using Android. Wow. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. Take care. I have to go to sleep. Yes. Okay. When I increase the app, you can see I decrease it. So if you can see, anytime I increase the RPM. Okay, so let me show you guys this. So let me reduce the RPM. So whenever I reduce the RPM, check the RPM from this side. Let me go to RPM. So I'm reduce the RPM. So the RPM that I'll be reducing will be affecting. So if you can see, start the RPM for 500. So if you can see, I start the RPM for 500. So I start the RPM for 500. Let me increase it a bit to 6, 700. You can see it changes the waveform. Then let's go to 1000. Let's go back to 900,000. And you can see the changes in the frequency also. So 1000. Let me do auto. That's 1000. There's the frequency I'm able to measure. So let me go to 2000. Then we go to 3000, 4000, 5000. And it looks like my frequency has got stuck at. Oh, my screen just turned off. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more videos. So we continue this project next week, God willing, if God permits. Next week Sunday we continue the project. So now we've gotten somewhere and I have to go and sleep. can change the scope. I have two scopes here, same scopes. So let me just change it. Let me just try this. Let me do auto. I have done auto. Okay, let me change my time here. You can see how my frequency is changing. Yeah, it's better. Let me do it. So that's what I'm getting now. So now I think with the other ones, we'll save them for tomorrow or for another time. Okay, thank you for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more. So this one, let me check the code Google has given me. Let me just do it this way. Let me select. The reason why I don't like using canvas. Copy. Let me paste and compile this last code. Select all paste. Then let me do compile and upload. Let me go to tools. So when you are running um when you are running this and it is like the size is giving you an error with the size, we have a way we go about it. So what you can do is to go to, let me close this board. Let me send the code to Google so that Google faces this code. Let me go and see. Paste and it will run and fix the code once I'm showing something. So when you go to board, you know the board type you are using. I'm using esp32, right? I don't need the board information. I don't need this. What I need is this bypass size, and this is the most important thing. You can see mostly it is at default, right? It's at default. So when you are having an issue with the size, you can select huge app trimmer. No, then you select that one to make your code and your compilation a bit easier. As you finish, as you finish that, as you see the compilation, you have oh, okay. So updated the canvas. Okay. So if it has been updated, let me select and copy, and let me paste, select and paste. Let me go again and see the error I'm going to get. Let me tap this AI. Let's see if I will be having any compilation issue. For now, what I wanted to do is that successfully. You can see my duty cycle 50, 50, 50. So now my esp32 is generating voltage. Let me reduce my ampere before I blow my engine. Let me reduce my ampere before I blow my engine. So 5,000 ampere, it has been a 5,000 ampere for long. So let me reduce it so that I don't blow my engine. Go down, go down. Wait, I'm going up further. Let me go down, let me go down, let me click on auto. So I'm running V8, so at 500, it will still be stable. And one thing I can do, wow. Why is not auto now? What? If the auto is not going to work, let me set my own thing. Set back to normal. So the moment I step on the acceleration, let me do auto again. So now, if I increase my RPM, okay, so let me see how my compilation is going. I think that's why I'm having an issue. Yeah, 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 due to compilation. Someone said due to compilation issue. Okay, so now I can't okay everything. I'm done. I've compiled this also. And let me open the original one that I open. Where yeah, this for let me see. So this is the one. Oh, okay. So these are not on the computer. Oh, Yeah, cloud. Let's see if I find anything like my project. Because I remember it. Let me finish uploading this thing, then I'll call it a day. Too late. I can't go and sleep. Okay, let me upload this. This code has been in existence for so long. Yeah, all, all the CAN adapters we are not going to use for today. Oh, this small thing for you to you call an error. Let me find this library and upload. MCP 2550. MCP 2550. Let me see if I can install that. MCP. No, no, okay. Install. Oh, shouldn't be what I'm thinking. Maybe I have to delete the library if I have it. Install all. Then let me add the B to it. You should be able to install now. Okay. Oh, what have I done? Oh, what have I done? Oh, thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. I'm done. Call it a day. Too tired to pray. esp32. Oh, install all. I'm good. Yeah.